All right, I'm back. So I'm hoping that your day is going well on this Saturday, and we're gonna get right into something. This video is all going to be about, each lodge room. Each lodge room is a working room. This is where the craft is set to work. So once again, each lodge room, each lodge room is a working room. It is where the craft is set to work. Now, I'm gonna break this down because what happens is a lot of times, people get involved with Freemasonry and they like the glitz, they like the collars, they like all of the way we dress and things like that. And Masonry isn't for everyone. Masonry is not for everyone. So let's try to see that for what it is. And when you are looking to bring in new initiates, you have to make sure that masonry is for them because it's not for everyone. Masonry, it's beautiful, but it's just not for everyone. Everyone is not going to pick it up. So I hope this video is not distorted in any way as far as pausing and carrying on. I'm hoping I think I kind of worked that out a little bit. But if not, and if you think it's pausing or something, please make a comment to let me know if it's a bad feed. I will appreciate that. If there's a bad feed along the way, just let me know where I can kind of go in and kind of work it out a little bit. But anyway, so this video right here is going to be on the on each lodge being a working room where the craft is set to work. Okay, that's what this is all about, because too many times we forget about Freemason, what it's really all about when you're a part of the craft. So the very name of Freemasonry implies work. Listen to that. I'm a Freemason. So the very name of Freemasonry implies that you are a working person, that you are a person that is about something. Because when you mention the word Freemasons or Masons, period, those individuals who are Masons are individuals who are at work on construction, on building things, or even tearing it down to build a stronger foundation. So that's how you have to view Freemasonry. Now, when you look at Freemasonry, you say, okay, so Freemasons, when you implies it's something or a person or individual being at work, so you have to look at the Masonic room as being work in the quarries. So you have the Masonic lodge, you have the lodge. This is where you imply that work is being taken care of. The Masonic Hall itself is working within the quarries. I mean, some of you who are watching this may not be Masons, and some of you may be Masons. So if you are a Mason, you're going to understand exactly what I'm saying. If you're not a Mason, follow along and join a lodge. And I hope it's one that's ancient, free, and accepting Masons. I'm just saying. That's where I get all of my education from as far as Freemason is concerned. That's where I was taught at. So I'm quite sure that there are lodges out there just as good as the one I'm in, or I can point you in a way to where you can find a good lodge. But like I said, the very nature of the Masonic Hall implies work when you think of masonry. Then after that, you're going to think of the Masonic Hall itself as being the quarries, because you are a Mason, you're working within the quarries, right? So when you look at that, so you're building on a couple of things when you're in the Masonic Hall. You're working on your character. You're working on being an upright man. So, and then you're working on being a man that's on the level. So check that out. Check this out. Now, I just broken down to you a couple of things. So first of all, the lodge implies work. I'm going to the lodge meeting. Implies work. Next, after it's going to imply that you're working, the next thing is that the Masonic Hall itself implies the quarries. So you're working within the quarries, okay? So after you do your work within the quarries, now what are you working on when you're in the quarries? You're working on being a better person, an upright person, someone that's on the level. So, and you're working with the square, and you're using the trowels. So I've already named off Masonic working tools that you're working with. Now the ideal is to take those same tools that has been given to you and apply them in your daily life. Now, how do you apply those working tools? Unless you have been initiated, passed, and raised, this would be like, wow, what is this guy really talking about? But it all depends on how it's broken down to you in your Masonic Lodge meeting. about those various working tools. Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Brother Mound. I appreciate that. So that's where you have to look at that at. Because if you don't, you're gonna miss um, the whole thing about being a mason. So when you are working in the quarries, you have what you call a master mason, someone who has or perfected, or someone who's proficient in those preceding degrees, such as the apprentice, such as the fellowcraft, such as those 2 degrees. Now, that person who's the master in the lodge should have already found himself to made suitable proficiencies, and know this person here is the it factor. The wishful master, he's supposed to be someone that has sat in probably every seat, understands everything about the lodge, and can sit in every seat. If you have a wishful master in your lodge that is not capable of sitting in every seat, and don't know every part to every seat, and don't know how to be able to instruct their craft in their labor, then you're going to have an issue. You're going to have mismanagement of your lodge. And that's what we get a lot of times in various lodges. I don't care what jurisdiction you're in. You do get mismanagement in various lodges. So if a person who's seeking to become a Mason, I'm going to tell you what you're going to look for. Now, during your interview, if you were ever interviewed to be a Mason, there's a couple of things you want to know. Okay? How involved is this lodge in helping the community? When I say in helping, I mean there are some big lodges, there's some small lodges. So what has this lodge taken on in the community where they're at? If your lodge is in a particular community, what are they doing to help benefit their community, to help uplift their community? This is my own personal thing. I think everybody who's joining the Masonic Lodge should know, what is your lodge all about? If you can't explain to a person who's interested in Freemason what your lodge is all about, then that person needs to move on and find another lodge. Period. So your lodge needs to be involved in doing community service, helping to develop that person to be a better person, whether it be a husband, whether it be a father, whatever. You need to help develop that person. And when I say help develop that person, I don't mean you have to give that person money or anything. Hello, Brother Jackson. I hope all is well. Granted. So I'm hoping that with the wishful master, then the lodge should be able to help develop that brother. I'm not talking monetary. I'm not talking about every time you look up this brother is broke, whatever. I'm saying that brother, that wishful master, those other master masons should be helping to develop the character of that brother, to help him to be upright and to be able to be on the level with other masons, regardless if they can visit your lodge or whatever. But he should be a respectable person, someone that when he's in the crowd, wherever he may be, he's not exploiting the organization. He's not all flamboyant. He's not all light up. He's not lit up. He's not all of that. That person is going to be, you're going to see that person in a different perspective. That's how you as a Mason would be able to say, okay, you know what, this brother's going to do well for our lodge, or this lodge is a good fit for this brother. So once again, I'm gonna go over a couple of things. The essence of the lodge implies work. So when you say you're going to your lodge, meaning you're going to actually work. Okay. Now, when you get there, now you're in the quarries, right? So while you're in the quarries, you're definitely doing some work. You're working on building up your character, building yourself to be that better person. You're actually implying some of those things that you said that you would do. And that is the essence of working in the quarries, because you're trying to become proficient in the degree work. Okay? Because as you go up, you're gonna be asked the question, has he made suitable proficiencies? And if the answer is no, you don't go no further. I've heard the answer said, let me tell you, true story, I've actually heard the answer say no, he has not made suitable proficiencies. And it stopped. Who is his coach? I mean, it just stopped. The whole thing stopped. Oh my God. That was recent too. But anyway, so this is what you have to do. And like I said, if a brother is looking to join a lodge and you're watching this video, there's some things you need to know about that lodge. I'm gonna say this: I don't care what jurisdiction you're in. Can I go visit outside of my jurisdiction with other lodges? Period. If I was a Mason, I would want to know. Now, some people are going to say, well, if you're not recognized by Prince Hall or Mainstream, well, you can't travel. That's a lie. So let's move on to the next one. What's up, Brother Mitchell? I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. So that's another thing. And it also implies to the Eastern Star work too. Let's not leave my sisters out of this. So when a sister is being interviewed, she should be able to ask some questions too. I mean, because we're all about growth and developing that person to be a better person to help, your community, help the whole atmosphere. When I say atmosphere, everybody around you should come up. Everybody around you should come up. Check your circle. I say it all the time. If the people in your circle are not interested in you being successful, you are in the wrong circle. Once again, if the circle that you're in, be it your Masonic Lodge, be it your OES chapter, be it around you, period, if they're not interested in you being successful, you're in the wrong circle. Period. So, with that being said, you're going to look at the OES chapter as being a chapter that's going to help you to develop and to be that woman, to be that mother, to be that sister. That's what they're going to help you do. Now, if that chapter is not helping you do that, then you're in the wrong chapter. If all you ever do is go to a chapter meeting or a lodge meeting, the first thing they want to do is give you some tickets to go sell some dinners. You have to check that. If they're not giving you the education you need, if they're not giving you the structure that you need in order to help be the best sister you can be or the best brother you can be, then you want to check that chapter, check that lodge. If they're not involved with your community, where you're at, if they're not really helping, period, then you're in the wrong chapter, you're in the wrong lodge. And I'm so down on that, because what happens is people come to these Masonic halls and chapters and they get involved. There's work to be done. There is work to be done. Be it going to help cut the grass at Miss Marianne's house down the street, knowing that she's an older lady and she can't get out. Or her husband is older and he can't help help cut the yard. There's some work to be done. Do you know if the OES has one? You know what, sis? I'll get back with you on that one, okay? I appreciate it. But that's the thing we have to start looking at and doing, be it the OES or be it the lodge. Now, as we go to work in our lodges, as we work in the quarries, as we come to become a better sister, a better mother, as we develop ourselves in these attributes that we say we are involved in, now we're going to get down to some nitty gritty. We're going to set the craft to work. We're going to set the sisters to work. And as we set the sisters to work, what we're going to do is build. And when I say build, I'm not saying in the sense of going outside and building something. I'm talking about building this that is not made by hands, because we're working on that temple. We're working on a temple not made by hands. If you're an Eastern Star, if you are a Mason, you are working on a temple not made by hand. You are using symbolism to describe how you're going to take those things that you can actually see and build yourself up. Be it the chisel, be it the setting maul, be it any of those working tools. Videos where you and your brother go, I'm all in. Appreciate it. But be it any of those tools, you're going to take them into the quarries. You're going to use those working tools. So when you come out of the quarries, then you're going to actually take them and introduce those into your daily life. Be it the trial where we spread the cement of brotherly love, right? Now, if you are a Master Mason and you understand exactly what I'm saying as far as that working tool is concerned, and if you're not doing that, then why are you even considering yourself to be a Master Mason? If all you're going to do is tear down another jurisdiction, if all you want to ever do is talk about somebody, Mason, but you know what, I can't talk to you. Man, I know the same stuff you know. And I may know a little bit more. But however, just because you don't want to have a conversation with me, we should at least respect each other. And I'm always talking about that too. You know? And and I have another brother, he'll tell you in a minute, I don't even deal with you. If you Prince Hall, he don't even want to deal with you. That is, I understand his plight. That is my brother. I understand his plight. And in some cases I can agree with him. In some cases I don't. But we don't fall out over that. We don't. We build on that. Because I'm going to help him and he's going to show me something. He's going to help me. He's going to say, this is why I do what I do. And I'm going to take some of that. And then I'm going to say, this is why I do what I do. And I'm going to take some of that. But we cannot always take our working tools and use them for destruction. Just tearing up stuff. No. We got to use them to build up each other. You know, especially when I'm talking to my sisters. I mean, you know, some of you just get trampled on all the time. I've seen brothers connected now and reconnected. I see brothers coming up to sisters just wanting to hold a conversation with the sister, but don't know the work. And I'm always saying, if you are a brother, Master Mason, please, if you're going to have a conversation with a sister, know the work. Talk to the sister on her level. But most of you can't do it because you're not patrons or associate patrons. You don't want to go deal with the sisters in their chapters. Now, I can tell you this here, there are some sisters out there that knows the work of some of you Mason better than you do. Oh, yes, sir. There are some out there. But that's okay. Process is I've come to grow and to learn. You know, I'm not afraid of sisters who know the work better than me because I'm willing to learn from that sister. I'm not afraid of a brother that knows more than me Masonically. I'm willing to learn from that brother. But you're not going to come up to me and say, oh, because you are this and you're that you can't have a conversation with me. It doesn't work that way. That doesn't bother me or faze me because here's the thing. When you know who you are, that sets you apart from everything. When you know who you are. Listen to me. I don't care what jurisdiction you're in. When you know who you are, it sets you apart. I don't care. I just don't care for jurisdictions. When you know who you are, it sets you apart from everything else. So you don't get into tantrums and tit for tat with other jurisdictions when you know who you are. You don't. You keep it respectable. You know, hey brother, how you doing? You keep that thing moving. You don't have to get in a tit for a tat. Or I'm a this or I'm a that. No, it doesn't work that way. This is what I enjoy about the craft for those that I hang around, those who I personally have spoken to on the phone and received phone calls. This is what I enjoy in regards to the craft. And the sisters too. I have a sister, she said she was going to stop by tonight and join me. I hope she does. But if not, you know, she'll be on the next one. But that's what you have to, that's how you have to view this thing. So as we move on, you know, the committees, your committees, this is where the craft is set to work. On the committees, be it an initiation committee, be it the committee for jurisprudence, be it the committee for community service. I mean, various lodges have different committees. This is where the craft is set to work. So when you become a Mason or an Eastern Star, you just don't come into an organization where you think you're just going to sit down and it's going to be all good. No, it is all good, but you're going to work. If you want to see your chapter grow, if you want to see your lodge grow, you got to put something into it. If you put nothing into it, nothing is going to happen. It's not going to change. You're going to have the itty bitty lodge, the itty bitty chapter, the itty bitty everything. So you got to put some work into it. And that's what I try to do in my own jurisdiction, is put some work into it. But I'm in a city, brothers and sisters are in and out. I'm in San Diego, and boy, sometimes you go to your lodge meeting, you be like, yes, I love it. And then you go to, you say, wow, what happened? Well, you know, when the ships pull out, they take a lot of people with them. They take a lot of people with them. So now you have the idea of sitting, of taking masonry, applying that into work. Because when you go to your lodge, you're working in the quarries. When you work in the quarries, you're helping to build. And if you're helping to build, you're going to be able to set the craft to work. In the process of setting the craft to work, you're working on various committees, be it whatever name you want to call them. They're in your jurisdiction. So when you're able to apply and put all of that together, it is a beautiful thing. So if you have any questions for me right now, go ahead and hit me up. Boom, boom, boom. But I just want to break you off that tad bit. And I hope you got something out of this. My objective is when I do these videos is that I want the person on the other side to be able to grab hold of something. Yeah, you're right on point with that. Different Masons not talking so glad. I learned from my dad and uncle. They are from different. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Brother Mound. Oh yeah. So when you do all of that, but when you put in work, man, when you put work into your jurisdiction, it's an awesome thing. Everyone is going to know about your lodge. And if they know about your lodge, they're going to know about your Grand Lodge because you're putting in work. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Now, I live in District 4 here in San Diego. And I'm making my business to be involved with various activity, be it the NAACP. Yo! Oh, I'll be right back. Yeah. All right, I'm back. I'm gonna have to get you a chair. I got me a guest tonight. I got me a guest. Have a seat right there, Brina. I told you my sister was gonna shoot in on me tonight. She's like, Brother Hawkins, I'm gonna come through tonight. I'm like, no, you ain't. What's up, Brina?
How y'all doing?
How y'all doing? So I have some sisters online. I do, and you know they're kind of interested in everything, and I just I try to interact. I try to give them what I have, but this sister right here, she not nice. She's not nice. Somebody tried to run up on her the other day, and she was like, "Oh, do you want to have this conversation?" That's what I like. I like a sister that asks a brother, "Do you want to have this conversation?" Because most brothers can't have the conversation. They just like, am I right? Can they have a
No.
They can't have the conversation.
No.
I'm just saying. So you've been in Eastern Star for a while now.
Yeah.
And just tell me about your journey. What do you think about it?
My journey is beautiful. It is lovely. I love the love. I love the connection, the family orientation, the community. I love it. I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
You hear this, don't you? She said she wouldn't trade it for nothing.
I
Now here's the fact. Here's something. Now I'm from Mississippi, and I tell anybody that I'm country, cornbread fed. Where you from?
Lena, Mississippi.
Lena, my whole lodge and chapter. Everybody, I'm like, how did y'all all get out here to California? Oh my God, Lena, Mississippi. You need to stop. You need to stop. That ain't nothing nice. So your journey in the order right now, I think you've been almost going on 2 years, right?
Yeah, it's been 2 years.
It's been 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying that you like the camaraderie, the family atmosphere,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So how's your travel been though?
My travel's been lovely, graceful, beautiful. I mean, it's just beautiful.
Have you been able to? Cause I know we've gone a few places together.
Right.
So the places that we've gone, I mean, how was you treated? I mean, as far as being with me, hanging out with me, you know, because sometimes people don't like to hang out with me, but but you know,
Fun. To me, it's elegant. I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
she keeps saying it's beautiful.
It is. I love it. I mean, it's wonderful. I mean, we enjoy ourselves. we have a good time.
So,
it's awesome.
what do you think about the work of the Eastern Star? Its teachings, how does that help you to become a better woman?
It helps me to become a better woman. It helps me to understand more things, affiliate myself with more better women.
Mm-hmm.
It I mean, God,
So
it's wonderful.
so
Man.
so when I've been your patron a couple of times at some of your chapter meetings.
Right.
So in your circle, and I tell anybody this, in your circle, what do you think about your circle of sisters that you have? I mean, is it a circle that you feel that's going to help you to become a better female, as far as in those attributes of the Order of the Eastern Star?
Yes, I have. My sisters are very family goal oriented, life oriented. Um, these are real women. They know how to treat people, know how to dress elegantly, how to smile, you know,
Now,
upstanding women.
now I know some of your sisters.
I love my sisters.
She said she left, but I know some of them. Oh my God! Now, see in the chapter, you know how some of you sisters can be. Hi, hello, welcome. Thank you.
Yes.
Such a beautiful meeting. You get outside your chapter meeting. Now, for those of you who know me, I try to keep it 100% across the board. Now, she's saying that how much she loves her sisters,
Yeah, I do.
and she really does.
I love
But
my
I've heard them sisters, boy, after a chapter meeting, they eating. Oh, now she knows she shouldn't have said that. I've been there. I've heard. Now she know that we don't do it. Man, I got this bad connection thing going on. I don't know what's happening with that.
But Pastor and Patron Hawkins, with any family, it's always going to be a disagreement or agreement. It doesn't matter if it is a disagreement. You need to know that that is still your family.
Ooh.
And keep that respect for your family. That's how family is. I mean, disagreement is a disagreement. Love is love. Got that love.
Got that love.
That bond.
I remember, boy, when she after she became an Eastern Star, man, she hit that book so hard you couldn't tell her. I brought her over to the house and said, look, I got a Q&A you. I got something for you. But in order for you to have it, I got a Q&A you. Did I say that?
Right.
Show them what I gave you. Do you have it? Oh, she rolling like me. She rolling like me. I said, you can have it. Oh, I appreciate it, Brother Jackson. I told her, hey, look, you can have that, but I got a Q&A. Did we not have a Q&A?
Right.
We went through a Q&A.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm not the one, I don't know all of everything, but what I did know, I had to hit her with it. And she said, no, answer the phone. It's all right. I said, I got to hit you with it. She's like, oh, bring it. And that's what I'm saying about sisters being in the Order of Eastern Star. Don't be afraid of those Masons that come up to you and talking about, oh, you're a sister of the Order of Eastern Star. And when you answer them and give them that correct answer and they can't come back, you need not to have a conversation with them. You need not to. If you are a brother of the, if you're a brother and you're a Mason and you approach a sister, are you a member of the Order of the Eastern Star? If you don't ask the question right, they can just walk off and just leave you like you boo-boo the fool, just because you're not approaching them right. You're not asking the right questions. If you're going to approach a sister, at least know the work. Know the work, know the grip, know the signs. Signal today. This is not good. Warm in San Diego too. I got a little air conditioning over here running. I don't know if the air conditioning messed with my system or what. But that is truth. That is truth. Oh, I appreciate that. I missed something. Okay, Garcia Mitchell. Is that Michelle? Hey, Sister Michelle, I still hope you're on. So if you got a question for my sister right here, you can go ahead and hit her up. I'm quite sure she's proficient in the 5 degrees that she have. Because I had to, man, I'd be in a chapter meeting, I'd be cutting up. I'm going to tell you, even when I'm wrong when I'm asking a question, or not asking a question, but when I'm answering a question in my chapter meeting, even if I'm giving the wrong answer, I'm going to give the answer like I know what I'm talking about. and then they'll come around and correct me. And that's real. Hey, what's up, brother Rob Lowe? Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. So that's my thing. If I'm in a chapter meeting, even in my lodge meeting, brothers look up to me and say, hey, brother, how come blah, blah, blah. If I give a wrong answer, they're going to tell me, no, that's not right. Nope. And that's the thing about leadership. Leadership shouldn't mind being criticized if they're wrong. And they should be praised when they're right. But no way should leadership dictate a person, dictate their lives to their chapter. They shouldn't do it. To their lodge, they shouldn't do it. So leadership should actually help you to grow. If your leadership in your chapter, in your lodge, isn't helping you to grow, to be that better woman or to be that better man, you are in the wrong lodge. You're not working, you're just in the wrong quarries. That quarries that you're in, where you're putting in that work, that's the wrong quarry. You know, if you're in a chapter and those ladies in that chapter are not representing those 5 ladies that they swore that they would, you're in the wrong one. Now, as she said earlier, you're gonna have your spats. You're gonna have your, you know what, I don't too much care for her. I don't too much like him. But that's family. And in the process of that being family, you're not gonna trip. You're not gonna trip. You're gonna say, well, you know what, we may have our issues, but honey, if you call me,
I'm coming.
That's it.
I'll be there.
I'll be there, you know. And if I can't get there, I'm gonna make another phone call so somebody else will get there.
Absolutely.
You know, because life gets busy for everybody.
Right.
Life gets busy. Everybody has their trials and their tribulations. Everybody is going through something. But we who are in the order of the Eastern Star, we who are Masons, should understand that this is why it is called the Freemasons. This is why it is called the Order of the Eastern Star. And if you look at the obligation, it breaks it all down to you. It breaks it all down to you. And then, you don't even have to trip. And for those who are watching the video who are not Masons, who are not Eastern Stars already, I would encourage you to seek out a good lodge, a good chapter, and see if this is something that you want to do. Because I keep saying it's a great organization.
It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, she says it's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing. And I'll tell you this here. You have to take the bitter with the sweet.
Right. Absolutely.
She know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
You gotta take the bitter with the sweet, baby. I'm telling you. That would be cracking me up. Bitter with the sweet. I'm just saying, if you hadn't had that experience yet, it is coming. It's coming. But that is the uniqueness of the whole fraternal organization.
Absolutely.
Being able to travel to other jurisdictions, to intermingle, to be able to help another sister along the way in life, because nobody gets anywhere without the help of somebody else.
Right.
I don't care how much money you have right now, be it a billionaire, a gazillionaire, is there such a thing? Gazillionaire, I don't know, but be it whatever your wealthy status may be, no one gets anywhere by themselves. Someone has always found favor in you to give you the loan to start the business, right? And or to say they will loan you money out of their own pocket to help you pay your rent, or to help you with gas, or to help you whatever. Nobody gets to do anything without the help of somebody else. That is the uniqueness of the Freemasons of the Eastern Star. Nobody. You're going to find favor in life. Somebody's going to find favor in you. So don't think that you're on this journey by yourself. The Lone Ranger had Tonto. Jesus had 12 disciples, even though one of them gut him, So when you look at that, that's how you have to see it. Robin Hood, he just wasn't by himself doing all that. So everybody needs somebody along that journey in life. And then once you get to where you need to be in life, don't just settle to say I've arrived.
Right.
Don't do that to yourself. My thing is, she hears me say it all the time. If I'm not successful, then you're not going to be successful. Especially if you in the same jurisdiction, in the same jurisdiction, right?
Right.
And she's always saying, hey, that's my patron. Hey, patron, I got somebody that's interested in becoming a member or becoming a Mason. She tells me that. And once I have the conversation with them, they're going to either say yes or no. That's it. You know, I don't have time for you to be like, no. If you're interested, I'm going to invest my time. If you're not interested, I'm not going to invest my time. I'm not. So, I have my sister here now. I know you brothers are interested, right? So come on, give me some questions from my sister right here. Peace and blessings, brother from New Jersey, Grand Lodge State of Arkansas. I appreciate New Jerusalem. What's up? Appreciate it. So if you got questions for my sister right here, you might as well, because somebody was like, I need to bring a sister on. So when she came through today, I said, you got to come on. Did I not?
Right.
So I got her. So don't act like you ain't got no questions for the sister. Come on now. I mean, you put them things to work and let me know. You know, and we'll get right on it. We'll get right on it. Because we've been on here now a little over 30 minutes. Hey, I got a question for you. Charles Harper did an interview with Trayvon Martin, mother and father. You know, I know all of us know the story of Trayvon Martin. You know, that was tragic. That was just tragic. The ideal is that I'm gonna let you know, I didn't really too much care for Charles Harper. That's the honest truth. You know, I just didn't. It's not to say that I don't like him. I just don't like some of the things he said in regards to the ancient, free, and accepted Masons. I don't, and I still don't. However, him interviewing Trayvon Martin's mother and father. Trayvon Martin's father is a member of Modern Free. And I don't know who's watched that interview that he did with them, and then the comments coming from other brothers from different jurisdictions. You know, when I say other brothers, they are the Prince Hall brothers. How they charmed in when he was interviewing Trayvon Martin, mother and dad, talking about, oh, he's clandestine and you shouldn't even be talking to him and all sorts of stuff. I'm quite sure you've heard me speak on that.
Yeah.
You know, and we as Mason Eastern Stars need to get away from that. That's a dead horse. You done kicked it. You have beat it up. It's over. It's done. It's dead. We should never do that to each other. You know, but we do. And that's the sad thing about it, is the fact that you will have a man interviewing this father, this mother in regards to the tragic loss of their son, and you're still harping on the fact that he's a part of Modern Free and he shouldn't be interviewed and you shouldn't be talking to him. You know, I don't know if you did see this interview or not. I haven't.
I did see the interview.
You know, you got anything you want to add to it, or?
I feel like this. If you gotta talk down on somebody, you're not getting the concept of brother and sisterhood. You know, you're not getting it.
They missed the boat?
They missed it.
They missed the boat, okay. Well, you missed it. You missed the boat. If you're going to do that, my sister said you have totally missed everything that you said you was a part of and wanted to be a part of.
Right.
You have missed it. But I'll say this, as I move on to another topic, you know, in regards to the Order of the Eastern Star and the Freemasons, that if we're going to live by the motto, the token, brotherly love, relief, and truth, the brotherhood of man, the fatherhood of God, if we're going to live by that, we need to show that.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, we need to show that. A lot of times we don't show it because we're so hell-bent on trying to tear the next person down. But if you was just as hell-bent on picking them up, you just don't know that person may be the very person that's going to strengthen your life, help you along the way. You just don't know. So you can't be that hell-bent. You just don't do that to yourself. I would say don't do it to yourself. And another, my next topic is going to be about the esoteric side of Freemasonry. I've spoke about that in one of my videos, but I got my sister here. And she can get down with that. She can get down with it when she wants to. You know, we get to talking about the essence of being a woman and what does it mean and how does it help you, and the essence of being the friend, the widow. When we talk about those degrees and those female attributes on those 5 points, you know, and how they can actually build you up. And we talk about the connections as far as Jephthah's daughter. Is that Jephthah's daughter I'm talking? Jephthah. Did I say that right? The daughter.
Jebediah.
Yeah, yeah. She was. If I may ask, what's the true difference between the Masons and fraternities? The fraternity OES, Masonic. Oh, well, since you asked, what's the difference between the Masonic fraternity and OES? She's a female, I'm a man. That's the truth.
That's the difference. That
is the difference. I mean, they got their own grip. They have their own Q&A. They have their own everything. That's what it's at. Hey, come on in. Don't play. Go get a chair. Pull up a chair. Pull up a chair. You're going to have this conversation. You're going to have this conversation. Oh, it's about to get real deep. What is the best way to seek a new OES home without suffering the relationship? Oh.
I just came in here to say goodbye.
You came in here to say goodbye.
I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth.
Stop.
Living my best. Okay.
Hey. This sister had a question. She wanted to know what's the best way of leaving the chapter you're in and going to a different one, if I'm not mistaken. Now I have my opinion. She has hers.
My opinion is, well, I actually did that, but I didn't leave my chapter. I just joined another.
She didn't leave her chapter.
I never leave my chapter.
Okay.
I just joined another.
Just joined another.
More experience.
Okay, so
more
you look.
Knowledge.
Okay, so what she's saying is that the best way to do it is when you leave the chapter you're at, you want to make sure you're going to a chapter that's going to teach you what the Order of the Eastern Star is all about.
Absolutely.
Okay? Now, anytime you leave anything, some people are going to have some issues with you. They are going to have some issues. Anytime you leave anything, people are going to have issues. Why did she leave the chapter? What's going on with her? They're gonna Q&A that. But you know what? If you want to keep your members, you need to ask your members, what is it we can do to help better the chapter, to grow the chapter? Now, this person right here, she's not an Eastern Star. She's not. She had thought about becoming an Eastern Star a long time ago, but when she found out that there was work to be done,
that wasn't it.
Okay, well, what was it?
Just didn't want to be Eastern Star.
She
swing by swing, baby.
Swing
by swing. That is where I decided to go.
She decided to go swing by swing. But she gonna be Eastern Star one day. I'm not even tripping.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. You know why? Because she gonna like, man, I sure want to wear that crown.
That's when I was like 10, Dad.
That's because you were like, not 10 when you actually wear the crown.
I was younger than that.
No, you were not.
Oh, I don't remember.
I remember. It was just a couple of years ago.
What's a couple?
2.
That could not be 2 years
Let me
ago.
tell you,
Stop lying. Dude.
No, this is the conversation I had.
That was not 2 years ago.
This is the conversation we had. Man, I sure like that crown you got. How much was that crown? No, that was $300. That's a lot of money.
Nobody got that kind of time.
See
I
that?
need to get a house first.
She said, ain't nobody got that type of time.
I need to get a house first, and then I can spend $300 on a crown. I'm not gonna. That's like.
My goodness! Oh my goodness!
On my head.
Look, so what? I tell you what. What do you think about the Order of the Eastern Star? You've been around it for a long time, all your life. What do you think?
I'm just kidding. No, it's actually a really, really good organization. Like, my advice to anybody who's looking to get into an organization, especially one like the Order of the Eastern Stars, is that you get out of it what you put into it. Simple as that. And that's with anything. Can I cuss on here?
No.
Okay. If you put in BS, you gonna get BS back. If you in the drama, that's all you're gonna be surrounded by. But if you want the knowledge, you read the books, you talk to the older people, because they not getting no younger, and that's the thing, the older people want to pass down that knowledge to the people who are in the organization and who can get it moving, But if they see that you ain't about nothing, they not about to tell you anything. They're not going to pass that knowledge down to you because you're not going to do right by the organization. Like, why would anybody want to do that? That's just like passing down a house. Why would I want to pass my house down to you when you ain't gonna upkeep it?
Right.
So if you want to do that, if this is something that you want to do, you have to be not only in the correct headspace, but in the correct heart space. Because and dedication. Like, this ain't no joke. I done seen this man travel. Okay, travel.
Oh wow.
All my life. I'm about to be 30. I done seen him travel for 30 years for this organization. I done seen blood, sweat, and tears from him for this organization. And that's with the Eastern Stars and the Masons. I done seen him on both sides. So it's like, you get out what you, he loves it. This is his thing. Everywhere you see is Masonness, Eastern Star, that, like, I see and I've been seeing it. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. But this is what he loves and this is his passion. And if that's not you, then either you need to find it eventually or you just don't need to deal with it, because you're not going to be satisfied at the end of the day. You're going to be looking at all this memorabilia like, these is 2 car payments and a house and some student loans. Can I pawn this? Like, you're going to be looking at stuff like that. So if you're in it, be in it.
Hold on. Sister Michelle asks, why do some OES members refuse to recognize their sisters and refer them to clandestine? Help them. I'm their sister keeper. Why do some sister members refuse to recognize their sisters and refer them to why do
Answer that.
I'm going to answer that. She's not East.
I'm not an Eastern Star.
She's not an Eastern Star.
I've just been around it for many years. I'm Swing 5 Swing, Social Fellowship Incorporated. Come holla at me. Go ahead.
Anyway, so the sister asks, why do some sisters don't recognize other sisters and refer to them as clandestine sisters? You want to talk on that?
I've not yet met a sister that didn't recognize her sister.
Okay.
I have not yet met one.
Okay. And I'm gonna expound on that a little bit more. Like with anything in life, you have those who figure if you're not with me, then you are against me. So you get, I don't want to say, you get foolish people who believe that, since you're not with me, then you're not recognized. That's the craziest thing I ever heard, because if you indulge yourself in the Order of the Eastern Star, if you indulge yourself in Freemason, you know that the works of the Order, the works of Freemasonry comes from the motherland, the continent of Africa. It all comes from there. And the Eastern Star works derive from France, okay? But if you want to apply that into those 5 herons in the Bible, you know that those 5 herons in the Bible were sisters of the Order in Africa, if you're going to go that route. And so I don't know why some sisters and brothers would look at their brother and say, well, you're a clandestine. I don't know how we managed to allow that foolishness to come in and to separate us from each other. That is some of the most, I don't even have a word for it.
White supremacy type stuff I've ever heard.
Oh, well, that's coming from someone. You know what, I'm going to leave that alone. But it is true.
I'm on the outside looking in, and in all honesty, it's sad. Because I'm sorry.
No, keep going.
Oh, I thought you was reading.
No, I am.
But on the outside looking in, when I see people post things about my dad, and they say, well, you a clandestine, you don't know what you're talking about, you this, you that. But Masons is Masons. Like, when I go out and I tell, my dad's a Mason, they may say, is he Prince Hall? If they know the difference between the two, and to be honest, is there a major difference?
No.
Is there a major difference between the two? Exactly. It's just like saying, Prince Hall's the light-skinned group and the Masons is the dark skins.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's how, on the outside looking in, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Here's the light skinned group. Here's the dark skinned group. Oh, we don't like y'all because y'all nappy headed and y'all dark skinned. Oh, well, we don't like y'all because you got the good hair and you light skinned and you get all the good jobs. That's what y'all look like. Y'all look dumb.
Oh.
Just saying. You look,
Sister Michelle,
That's real.
Mitchell, I think it's Mitchell. Sister Mitchell,
Sorry.
you know,
you look dumb.
I hope that helped.
Speaking the truth.
I hope that helped. Now,
That's what
this young lady, she's not even an Eastern Star, but she's saying,
recognize all that.
yeah, she's on the outside looking in. So, you know, I hope that, hey, what's up? What's up? You know, I hope that you was able to grab some of that. Yeah, that's tiny. I'm looking to
He
see.
said you're live for it today.
Oh, okay. Now I need to move that out the way. Let me move this out the way. Go move to the side. Yeah. So this is from somebody who's on the outside looking in. Now she can see that. I'm wondering what other people see.
And that's sad.
If she
someone
can see that.
outside looking in can see that, that's very sad.
Oh, I got some more. Let me see.
It'd be better.
Oh man, I'm missing a whole row down here.
That's
They are mirroring the mindset of their brothers. Okay. All right, Brother Murdoch. Okay.
Like,
What is your
seriously.
opinion on female Masons?
Explain to me the difference between Prince
Okay.
Hall
Not a
and
difference.
It does. TY, yeah.
the
Okay.
Masons.
Two of our that was from Prince Hall.
See?
So-
You can tell me the difference, and maybe I can understand it. But
So
on outside
the
looking in,
question
I don't
is,
see the
let me
difference.
see. Let me see.
Don't use the same stuff.
Let's see.
Pretty sure y'all probably switched them.
But
Couple waters
he
or
didn't
something.
treat me different.
Okay, it starts with mentality. Thank you.
Like some-
Okay, what is your opinion of female Masons?
Yeah.
Some-
Yep, Brother Murdoch, you're absolutely right. So my opinion of female Masons is this. I respect
They
them.
just need to get it together.
Some people say, how can you respect a female Mason? I do. They didn't come through my lodge.
There's female Masons?
There are female Masons. Yeah, there's quite a few of
Oh,
them.
look at you, learning me, learning
So-
something every day.
So there are female Masons.
Regular
And
No.
it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. I'm not that guy to be like, oh, you shouldn't be a Mason. You know what? No, I'm not going to recognize you. I'm not going to give you the grip. I'm not going to do those things. But just like anything else, I'll have a conversation with you. I would. I would have a conversation with you. I may not recognize you as such, but I would have the conversation. I would talk to you. Because I don't consider you clandestine. I just don't recognize you. That's a difference. I don't recognize you, but I have the conversation with you. So I don't have, a female Mason. Man, I've had a conversation with some of them. And boy, they get deep. Sis. Oh, yeah. I went to an open forum. I went to it was, a St. John's Day per se. But it wasn't my St. John's Day. It was St. John's Day of another jurisdiction, right? And they invited all Masons come to St. John's Day. All Masons. And some females showed up. Dressed. Regalia. Had the
In the Mason?
yeah, they was there. But it was open to the public. And they just invited all Masons to come. And they showed up. And that was my very first encounter. And I talked to this lady. And she was from Ireland. And we had the conversation. I was like, wow, so how is it that you travel as a female Mason? How do you travel? And she was like, it's easy, just like you travel. I'm like, really? She was like, yes, just like you go to lodges, I go to lodges. I'm like, wow. I asked her, I said, is there any lodges around? That young sister is headstrong. When she's submitting her application to the chapter, Brother Murdoch, he's talking about you.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm waiting,
Nah.
bro.
I'm good. It's too much riffraff going on.
She'll be alright. She'll be alright. But
yeah, I'm be alright. Exactly where I'm at.
she gonna be alright.
Swing 5 Swing Social Fellowship Incorporated.
Anyway.
Everybody just need to get a better understanding of each other and just come together like this organization's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Be brothers and sisters. We have the same symbols. everything. You know, so it shouldn't be a difference. Like Ashley said, it should not be a difference. We all doing the same thing.
The same.
You know,
The same thing.
The
it
same
shouldn't be a
thing.
difference.
It makes me laugh. Oh, it's funny.
You know,
You ever been with me when I've gotten out of trouble?
Out of trouble?
Mm-hmm. You haven't been with me when I got out of trouble.
Not you, but I've been with Sutton.
You been with Sutton?
Yeah, that was weird.
Okay. Tell the story about being with Brother Sutton. She knows Brother Sutton.
That was weird. Yeah, my big brother E, man. So this is when Rome, my cousin, her car stopped on the side of the highway. We was on our way to the casino. So she gambles. I know. I just go for food.
Right.
But her car stopped. So hit him up. Hey, yo, we on the side of the highway. I need you. You know, I need you to see what's going on with the car. Can we make it? You know, we can go back home. We ain't gotta go. So he came out, and literally our car is facing this way, so he parked right behind our car, well, her car. So he's up under the hood, and here's this car, and I'm a very cautious young lady. I don't trust nobody. So here comes this white car pulling up behind his car, and I'm like, hey, you know this person? Like, why he stopped? And it wasn't one of those, you know, emergency vehicles that ride around on the highway or whatever. It wasn't one of them, because one of them already went by. So I asked my cousin, I was like, hey, did you call somebody else? And she was like, no. I said, yo, bro, did you call somebody? You called for help or something? He was like, no. So he gets from up under the hood, and so the guy gets out the car and walks up to him, and I seen this weird, like, look in his eye. I don't know what it is. I don't know if God be having some telepathic
She's seen this weird look,
talk.
right?
And then he did this weird hand symbol, and then they just started talking like old friends. And I'm just like, what the hell just happened? Like, cause Sutton's usually not that friendly to people, just random people. So
No, he's
I
not friendly.
I knew that the guy was a Mason just because of that exchange, but I was still like, this is some freaky stuff right here. So Sutton was like, oh no, we good, I got it. He was like, all right, my brother. He did another weird hand signal, and he just walked away. And I was like, yo, Rome, did you just see that? She was like, nah, I ain't see that. I said, I saw that. I don't know what he did. I don't remember that. I remember it was a hand signal. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he did something. I was like, so he a Mason, huh? And he was like, yeah. I said, okay.
Yeah.
I ain't going crazy, you know?
See, she be hanging out. She, you know, that's why I know. I'm not even worried about it. I know. I may have a lot more gray when that happens, but it'll happen. It'll happen. Yeah, plus she's buying a table for me at my next Shriners dinner. She's getting a table, you know. Swing Five Swing is going to help support. That's what she's trying to make happen.
Trying to make that
You know,
happen.
I don't know.
My sisters are all in Vegas. So
Oh, well.
I'm
going to Vegas pretty soon.
Trying to get that choo-choo train going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be there, though.
Yeah. And I appreciate that. So, look. So look, we're gonna get ready to roll on out of here. I hope you got something from this one, you know. And as always, and I always said, you know, stay out them bushes and keep your light on. Nothing has changed, you know. Just trying to keep it 100% unapologetic, and that's where it's at. Don't apologize to people about where you at in life. Just know that you can do better, and change your circle. If your circle is not interested in you being successful, if your circle is not interested in you coming up, or putting something into your life that's going to help you to become a better person, a better Eastern Star,
then you need to leave.
You need to leave them alone. And that's where it's at. And yeah, don't even, you know what? You got to do a Teddy Pendergrass. I think I better let it go. So look, I'm out, family. I hope you got some out of this. And as always, stay out the bushes and keep that light on. I'm out. Ooh, check that out. Oh, you know what? You ain't even right. I'm out.
I think he's still on.
Oh, am I?
Yeah. He's still
Wait a
recording.
minute. Am I?
Yeah.
I hate to leave the chat, but I have to get ready for work to the east. Oh, yeah, Brother Murdoch. I'm out, guys.
Absolutely.
I must have missed a good
That was cool,
conversation.
though.
You did. If I can stop this thing, it's
Oh,
still
God.
going on.
But
Help the brother
I've
out.
never met a sister that
Oh.
Oh,
that
wait a
didn't
minute.
recognize.
There you go.